Do you have a particular question you think I should ask?
Maybe let's ask about latest studies on breast cancer.
So here's a question. I was actually talking with someone about Retrieval-Augmented Generation the other day. So this is doing a live query, by the way, to our demo system. They were asking, how do you handle the idea of prioritization? So, study A is newer than study B. How do you handle that prioritization for the system?
The dates are also available on a lot of these studies. So, you can start to do multi-level filtering already, saying that I want to see all the studies done in 2023 or 2022 or 2025 or whatnot. So he's able to handle a lot of that. We also engineered a metadata-based filtering system around it. So, you could, not just depending on the large language model, but you could also engineering some of those pre-filtering done already data to fasten a lot of these solutions out. I think you got an answer, as you can see over here. So, it gave you our answer. If you hit the read more, it's the bigger part of the what it kind of found out. And then the references, where it pulled all of the research materials that it pulled to answer that question. And if you hit one of the URL, it should pop up the research, directly take you to the clinical study data itself.
So there's the model. And so now this is the case study that just came up when we clicked the first link. But if I click this link, it will bring up a different study.
And you can see that it's pulling the right resources or the right studies out there, and you can verify what it's saying about it. The cool stuff is you can continue to have conversation and ask like, hey, can you compare each of these studies? So it knows that what studies are you referring to because it has answered it prior. So you can go down this research rabbit hole, for lack of a better term, and kind of get to the answer you're looking for. You start at a high level and then kind of keep digging into it. So it's going to help you quite a bit on that side of the research as well.
I just grabbed one of the drugs that it mentioned and we'll see what it does. When you build these tools, though, you've got to think about that, right? A user's going to go in and they're going to go follow in different ways than the engineer would. That's why it's very important when you build these to sit with the business side of the team to understand what are the things they're trying to create, why are they trying to create things, what provides value to them and what doesn't. Because if you don't do that, you're going to engineer a really good solution that doesn't always meet what the users need. I'm looking for something that's got more, because this is just giving me 2. I'm looking for something that's got maybe.
Remember, it's only based off 6,000 studies. So, some of the things it may not have it on its repository. I'm just caveating it. But, underneath, we have been working on the larger data set with 66,000.
And the real thing for us is to give us a solid data set to be able to run these to make sure that our pipelines are good. So I will turn that into an open question to our audience. If you know of interesting data sets we should look at through a tool, through a large language model, or through other machine learning type tools, we'd love to see those so that we can run some examples. Or if you've got some questions you'd like to see us run against this data set, we'd love to see those as well, so we can say, okay, what happens when we do this? Because we're very much in that, we don't know what's going to happen, so let's try it.
Again, this is my rough estimation, but I have found RAG to be an accelerator in looking for the data quite a bit. So instead of Googling it through whatever Google and other search engines, if you ask a RAG, it gets to the answer much quicker because it's doing more of a language search rather than keyword search.
But I think this is where the fun comes in as we start to do these experiments and see what happens and what's going to be next.